Well, we once again find ourselves bringing vengeance to the Emperor's enemies. This time, we are doing it from the tracked iron fist of the Astartes, the Land Raider. 10 yards long, 2 lanes wide, she's 72 tons of Imperial pride. Land Raider's Phobos Arrow. Yeah! Welcome back to another episode of A Tanker's View with me, your average tanker, Tony. This week, in a stunning victory in the community poll, we are giving the Land Raider the Tanker's View treatment, because how else am I going to ride that algorithm if I don't pump out 40k content at a breakneck pace? You know what else would help me in that algorithm? If you'd like, share, and subscribe, maybe even leave a comment down below. That was a smooth segue. Let's keep that energy going. But first, ad time. So I'm informed Sacred Cow Shipyards does this too, so props to him. I recently posted on our community page that going forward, I'm not likely to be sponsored by any big names like World of Tanks, War Thunder, or Raid anytime soon. I don't particularly care if I get sponsored by them or not. It'd be nice, but I'd much rather have my community, that's you, sponsor my videos. So if you're a content creator, an artist, a model maker, or interested in collaborating in a short sponsorship deal, please drop me a line. As long as you're not flogging crypto, you'll find I'm pretty down to earth and easy to deal with. And already, one of you legends has stepped forward. I am more than happy to tell you about this video sponsor, JoJo Lehman over at Filamento, a new 3D proxy print model service. Just looking at these renders, you can tell these are highly detailed, high-quality models, from terrain features to customizably, legally distinct proxy models. We've got Gertrude and the Mortilda for our fans of the Grimdark and the 42nd Millennium. And in our fans of hardcore first-person shooter mecha parkour games, he's got lights, mediums, and thick heavies. And for as little as $8 a month, you get access to all the STLs already available, access to new STLs every month, and for chances to vote on new models and make it into production. Let's make our community strong. Show them some love. Click the link. So, like a great many things, I am no lore master. I am just a silly arse with an internet connection and a childish sense of humor. That being said, don't take anything I say too seriously. I sure as heck don't. Contradicting what I just said, let's talk about the lore. And by the Holy God Emperor, this is a long, twisting story with a few points that will need to be cleared up. The Land Raider STC is credited with being discovered by the techno-archaeologist Arkan Land pre-Crusade. It is also stated that in the lore that this was also a main battle tank and a tractor during the Dark Age of technology. Now, I'm going to address this little thing that people keep arguing over when it comes to this. Now, it is my understanding that STCs were AI-assisted computers with the sum total knowledge of humanity and that accompanied their colonists all through the galaxy to help and design and build whatever the colony needed with whatever local resources were available on hand. Now, STCs tend to do things in a certain pattern, like during the Horus's meeting with the Eurasian technocracy during the Horus Heresy, when their landing craft and armor look like smaller versions of the Astartes' power armor. Now, I know 40k borrows a lot of inspiration from, well, everything. Everything G-dubs can lay their grubby corporate paws on. But vehicles tend to be inspired from real-world tanks, etc. In our world, tanks can do more than just tank. They can be adapted for a wide variety of uses, from snowblowers to tow trucks. The tracked chassis is just one of the most versatile ways to go about making heavy equipment work in any environment. To boot, real-world track chassis tend to share a lot in common, as there are very few ways to make it work effectively and cheaply. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you are hot out of luck and Slaanesh dumps your colony ship on a planet where everything, I mean everything, including the blue monkeys, want to sodomize you with their hentai ponytails. You'll need self-contained basic platforms to work the ground and fight off hostile fauna and flora. A box on tracks is a good place to start. You need to be able to climb trees or large obstacles? Make those tracks angular and the size of the box. You start to see where this is going? Humanity has a long tradition of finding something that works and then trying to make it do everything. This really is no different. What I'm saying in the most roundabout way possible is it can in fact both be a piece of farm equipment and a tank. All depends on what you want to use it for. Cool beans? Good. Now that I have gone off on a tangent large enough to require a navigator to get back to my main point, this was primarily used by anyone who could get it during the initial part of the Great Crusade, as it was introduced in massive quantities, back when things were actually going well. Well, until half the Primarchs decided to have the galaxy's biggest temper tantrum. After that, its numbers have really dwindled by the 42nd millennium, because like a great many things then, the ability to produce them has been lost or forgotten over time. And not surprising, given that the primary world tasked with building this got butt-fucked out of existence during the Horus Heresy, pretty much left this now increasingly rare piece of equipment to be doled out to just the Astartes, Admech, and certain members of the Inquisition if they especially have been good little boys or girls. So, clocking in at 72 tons, 33 3/4 freedom units long, 20 feet wide and 13.5 feet tall, he carries a driver and a crew commander, and either 10 Astartes or 5 in Terminator armor, and it scoots around at around 35 miles per hour. She's got your standard 1.5 foot of ground clearance, as typical of all vehicles in the Imperium. She looks like what you would get after 9 months after a particularly lonely M113 and a Mark IV decided to get a room after a rather randy happy hour at the galaxy's scummiest VFA hall. Now, coming equipped with 2 side doors for quick exit stage right or left into obscene levels of enemy firepower, or a front ramp for when you just don't have the time or patience to deal with the enemy's bullshit. Now, normally something like this would be just a plain old battle taxi. You know, something that trucks on up to somewhere near the front and tactically vomits a squad of the Emperor's Unhealthcare Express plan to your doorstep. But the Admech don't play those games. Those robed hentai allegories slapped enough firepower on this thing to threaten even battle titans if in large enough groups. To start, they went with twin link everything, because why not? Las cannons? Here, have 2 sets. Heavy bolters? Those heretics aren't going to explode all by themselves. And that's just standard. You can still add, and count them, storm bolters, meltas, missile packs, and just whatever you want. The sky's the limit. You want a church on tracks? The Inquisition's got something for that. You want to set the Emperor's enemies on fire from across the map? Let the universe's sexiest pyromaniacs help you out. Maybe you got a thing for tentacle-clad horrors beyond human comprehension. Time to call the Admech for their version. What I'm saying in the most offhanded way possible again, this is the Honda Civic of the 42nd millennium. Now, it's time to return to Mong Kai and pick some nits. Is it a tank? No. Not by any standard definition, no. It's really also not a battle taxi either. This is kind of an IFV, but with a serious caveat. This level of Imperial screw you is like getting a prostate exam from a Night Lord Terminator apothecary. I almost want to call this a tank hunter, but it wouldn't just hunt tanks. So you see why this is so damned frustrating. And the worst part is G-Dubs does IFVs right. I don't know why, but broken clocks and all, I guess. Well, maybe next week we'll get better luck and see something a little bit more stroke-inducing. But this week, the Land Raider gets 4 3D printers out of 5 cease and desist letters. I will deduct 30 cans of paint because it confuses me and I don't like that. So, and some of the guns are behind the hatches on the sides. Remember guys, friendly fire isn't. And you're likely to get fisted in the ass by the apothecary for such blatant foolishness. But anyway guys and gals, thank you again so much for watching. If you've made it this far, you are absolute legends, and I will see you all next time.